Hello and welcome to today's live coaching call and community conversation. My name is Diane Parham, the creator of the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course and community, as well as our Midlife Mindset Shift group coaching program. Today, we're going to be talking about how to teach your body to turn inward and utilize storage as a form of feasting when you are practicing an intermittent fasting lifestyle. This is one of my favorite concepts to teach on because it does create a nice visual for us in our own brain about how intermittent fasting can be such an easy lifestyle to live and help us reap all the benefits that intermittent fasting does promise for so many of us. So welcome if you're joining us maybe for the first time and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet. I always do appreciate if you just take that little extra second to hit the subscribe button. Changes nothing for you, but it really does help our community here, making sure that we're getting the information out into all the hands and the heads that need to hear it. And then also make sure you're hitting that like button as well. Same thing on Facebook. Make sure you're following the page and also hitting that like button. It does really help us with our content being spread all over the internets. And then if you are joining us live, please make sure you're using that comment section. This is where we get to have a community conversation. I will give you the most accurate and available information I have if you have a question about intermittent fasting, or maybe you want to share some success that you've had with our community to kind of let everyday women know that this does in fact work. Anything that we can do to help women who are transitioning through this aging season we call menopause is something that I'm always really passionate about, and I know you guys are passionate about that as well. So this is our time to make sure that we do that. Okay, so today I have some slides for us because I do believe that if we can visualize what's happening in our body, the possibilities of this working for us is so much more real, right? And we know because we're researching, it's probably why you're here. You saw a title or you're going through some things and you're hoping that you can find something that's going to click for you as a possibility, that this might be the dang thing that I'm missing in my life and can really help me with everything that I say that I really want. So I'm going to help you create some visuals and hopefully help create the possibility for you. And then let you know that we do have an intermittent fasting course starting on October the 27th, where you get to take that possibility and implement everything that I teach you here on YouTube and Facebook, and really create a scenario for yourself in real time that will help you create this belief system for yourself. So when we find ourselves in a season of just being stuck, right? Or maybe we've transitioned into a new hormonal season and it feels like everything is just a mess and falling apart. And why is it that I can't lose weight? Why is it my brain seems so foggy? Why is it that now I've got this diagnosis from my doctors that of menopause, and now I'm postmenopausal. And so it's a very natural thing to happen to us, but because we're not expecting it, it seems like it hits us like a brick. And so here's what happens when we start going through some hormonal changes and everything starts backing up on us. This is what your body looks like internally when you're not able to tap into what you have in storage and utilize it as energy. So this is what our cells look like when they are backed up and we're not taking advantage of the opportunity of draining the tanks, which is such a beautiful thing for us to be able to take advantage of an intermittent fasted state. So if you've ever seen a refrigerator or a pantry that is just shoved full of food, right? And you can't tell where the thing is that you're looking for. You don't know what's fresh. You don't know what's old. You don't know what needs to be cycled out. You're just ramming a bunch of food in and it gets overstuffed. This is literally what happens to our body when we start having sugar related issues, right? And for a lot of us transitioning from perimenopause into menopause, that is simply because estrogen is changing and insulin is trying to rebound from the estrogen changes. We have plenty of videos where we explain that, or maybe you've already researched some of that for yourself. But what I want you to think about is what's going on internally. Why is it that I can't lose weight? And it's simply because you have an over storage problem and everything internally is so backed up that your body doesn't even know what to do anymore. And if you haven't changed your habits, you're just making the problem worse. So then let's look at what the possibility of what our cells can look like and our body can look like internally when we are fasting. Everything is organized, everything's functioning the way it's supposed to be functioning. Our shelves are cleared out, our cells have been cleansed out. This is what autophagy does for us. And we have this clear, open field, right? Where our body has the opportunity to work in our favor and do what it's been designed to do. So, this is what our body can look like if we turn our energy storage problem into an energy utilization solution. And that is exactly what intermittent fasting is doing for so many of us. It's exactly what it did for me. I went from a storage problem because my insulin resistance became so out of control simply because I was transitioning through menopause. So, why is it that there is so much misinformation about intermittent fasting, or why is it there are people who say it is the worst thing? Is where I say, and this is how I coach inside of all of my courses and what I do here when we come together for our live coaching calls, is you have to figure out what your why is. When you can figure out what your why is, the individual woman, and you make it personal to yourself, the how and the what for intermittent fasting, or the what and the how about how you're going to take care of yourself as you're going through this aging season, becomes crystal clear for you, and you will not have to rely on continuously researching. You will be able to implement what you know works for you because you've turned the possibility into reality for yourself. My why is to not be a burden to my family. My why is to stay healthy and active with my grown kids and participate in all the activities that they're participating in. I don't want to be the sick old lady on the couch. And so for me, my why is something that drives everything that I do in the how that I implement it and the what I'm implementing, because I want to be a happy, healthy older woman. And so when you get to that place for yourself and you think about the emotional and mental aspect of the decisions that you're making, what you do makes sense, and you're not going to allow the internet to impede on that and create a lot of that fear mongering. You're going to create an authentic life for yourself that you're going to be willing to stick to, because your why is so powerful. You'll never question the how and the what. The how and the what will just fall into place. So a lot of the questions that I get here from women who are considering intermittent fasting are really the questions that come from you over researching and not implementing, and it's simply because you're missing that why, right? So let's think about what it is that we have to really think about when we are talking about implementing a new lifestyle for ourselves, and how it is we teach our body to internally feast so that we don't have to worry about anything. So I said, when you find that why, you don't have to worry about the how and the what. And this is really how you create a lifestyle that allows you to live authentically, because you're just going to move about your life in a way that feels emotionally and mentally good for you. And you're going to be able to thrive in that environment because you know you're doing things that you have created for yourself. You're not relying on someone else to do that for you. So the thing about teaching your body, or the concept about teaching your body how to feast internally, really comes from what we talk about here, and that's sitting in the power of hungry, right? When you understand that your body has the opportunity to go from that overstuffed refrigerator to that cleansed out, clean, organized, system of organizing things on every shelf, and you know where everything is. When your body gets into that transition and you can sit in that state of hungry, and you visualize what you want your cells to look like, how you want your internal body systems hormonally and chemically to function, as it becomes so simple, because you have that comfort in knowing, like, my body has everything utilize it as an energy source for me. It's already in storage. And every single time we take in a new food experience, that I don't have internet. Can you guys let me know in the comment section if my internet keeps going out on your end? We have a super cloudy day here today. So if it's good for you guys, I'm not going to worry about it. But if it looks like it's going out, then we might have to switch internet connection. Anyways, I digress. So when you have that comfort in a state of hungry, because you know you're not starving yourself, because you have that visualization of, okay, this is what my body looks like right now on the inside, and I want to transition it to look like this on the inside, you can sit in that state of not needing a new food experience and let your body thrive in the environment in which it was conditioned to thrive in, and that's us moving out of the way and let our body have the opportunity to jump in and fuel on what it needs. You are going in and out. Okay, good. Now, okay, let's hope it stays. It's a super overcast day here today, which usually means our internet is all wonky, but let's hope that it sticks where we are. Okay, so let me go to the next slide we have. So we talked about you're either utilizing or storing. So when we can have that concept, right, I'm either going to take in things and it's my body's going to store it for later use, or I'm going to create an environment for my body to go in and get what I've already stored and utilize that for energy. When we flip our mindset into that concept, then intermittent fasting is super simple, because we have then taught our body how to feast on things we've already consumed. We don't need to have a new feasting experience. And that happens when we're utilizing the opportunity of being in a fasted state. So when you have sugar-related diseases due to storage problems, your fat, liver, and muscle cells do not respond correctly to insulin. This is what almost every menopausal woman goes through, whether it's just insulin resistance or it ends up turning into a diabetic state. And it's simply because we have storage problems and we're not creating utilization opportunities. As a result, glucose does not get into the cells to be stored for energy. When sugar cannot enter the cells, a high level of sugar builds up in the blood. So we know all of this because we are doing all the research. The problem is so many of us are not implementing or practicing this, or even just experimenting with it, because we're so afraid of what happens when we go without food. This is why we talk a lot here about the emotional and mental aspect of changing your life so that you can get what it is you say that you really want. And then once you reverse all of these storage problems and you get your body to that point where it knows what to do because you've taught it, hey, look, I'm going to fast, and I'm going to fast in this way so that you can clean out everything you need to clean out. I'm going to give you an opportunity to reset yourself. Then when we enter that feasting experience where we're going to take in new nutrients, then you're going to have this opportunity to store it and utilize it any way you want, because everything is functioning the way it's supposed to. Like, that's how intermittent fasting should be taught. And that's how we should conceptualize intermittent fasting, because it should be that simple. Once you get to the point where you're utilizing energy in that consistent cycle every 24 hours, that's when you can really just loosen the reins and live your life the way you have really determined works best for you. Nothing has to be super strict. Nothing has to be where you're depriving yourself. You don't necessarily even have to fast 20 hours every single day. I like to teach the concept of the ebb and flow. When you have social events, when you want to go on vacation, maybe you have a business trip, whatever it is, you get to decide whether you want to fast or feast. And then whenever you feel like things are getting backed up or clogged up, or you need to just declutter the refrigerator, you can lean into the fasted state that you find from your personal experience has worked the best for you. This is the power of creating your most authentic life. This is what we really teach here in this community. So I want to remind you too of this concept that we teach here also, called draining the tanks. So teaching your body to feast while you are fasting is also what we refer to as draining the tanks, meaning that if you do this consistently enough over time and you're consistently cleaning out that backed up refrigerator, and you just pick a day of the week that you're just going to declutter everything, and you can drain your tanks efficiently enough that you don't create a storage backup problem, and everything that you consume in a day is being utilized the way it's been designed to be utilized, then you don't ever have to worry about this overflow. So the red arrows are pointing to that clogged up refrigerator or those backed up cells. when we have insulin resistance problems, when we have pre-diabetic problems, when we have diabetic problems, when we start having autoimmune disorders, when we have all of these things start to fall apart on us, it's only because our body is just not functioning the way it was supposed to. And as soon as you can drain those tanks efficiently over time, then everything starts to fall into place. And this is exactly how we avoid sugar-related diseases. Sugar-related diseases are also the result of us not being able to lose weight, holding on to body fat we don't want to hold on to. Again, a lot of those age-related diseases that we have are simply because our body is not functioning the way it was designed to function. So this is what we teach here. This is what we live here. All of our graduates always come back and share their success stories as well. I really want us to start thinking about intermittent fasting as an opportunity to just reset what is going on internally in our body and understand that if we just move out of the way and we're constantly not putting food in our body and creating that storage problem and not creating an opportunity for utilization, then our body will do exactly what we ask it to do. And that is lose the weight, lose the body fat, and reverse a lot of these age-related diseases. So you all know here at our community, we have a saying, when in doubt, fast it out. And I want you to carry that mantra with you today. When in doubt, when you're worried about something, when you're not feeling your best, when you're feeling like things are backed up, when you're frustrated with what's going on with your weight, when you're frustrated with what's going on in your body fast, consider the possibility of just getting out of the way and fasting it out and see what that provides for you and your body. We do have a course starting on October 27th. I teach this in this exact way inside of our intermittent fasting course. We take all the fear away. We take all the confusion away. We take all the speculation away. And I teach you how to take advantage of everything that you have in storage so your body can pull it out and utilize it for everything that it is you say that you really want in your life. And we do it from the mindset of establishing what it is we say that we want. Why do we want to have a happy and healthy life as we are women who are aging in today's world? And for me, it's because I want to show up for my family. I want to show up active. I want to participate in all the amazing things that life has to offer for me. And I do not want food to be the thing that's going to bench me and keep me out of the game. So it's really about just developing a healthy relationship with food as well. Okay, so I think the internet is now behaving. So sorry for all the interruption. I'll check back on the replay of this as well and make sure that you guys got the gist of everything that I was saying here. I hate when the internet does that to us. Make sure if you haven't jumped into class that you look at the description box below, or you check the comments if you're joining live with us. This is a life-changing opportunity for you simply because we're teaching intermittent fasting in a different way. I wish it wasn't so quote unquote connected to medical things. I wish it wasn't quote unquote associated with diet things. I think so many of the women who are looking for a simple solution get deterred by the fact that it is, one of those things that get such a bad rap. But I got to tell you, from everything that I've experienced for myself and for the tens of thousands of women who've gone through our community or have gone through our course and are getting amazing results, it can be the simplest, most fun way and definitely the most authentic way to live your life. I would love to have an opportunity for you to join us for that. Suda, good morning. I am here to get my brain recharged. Thank you, Diane. You're welcome, my friend. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Super simple. So, Sylvia, let's hear it for the inner pantry. Yeah. So when I was practicing intermittent fasting, I used to just tell my brain that all the time, like, girlfriend, you're fine. Your body's turning it on internally. It's going to eat away at all the things you're unhappy with. It's going to eat away all the things that are causing you problems. Just sit and relax and let your body do the magic that it was designed to do. And just changing the dialogue in our own brain into something that is comforting and something that you're just going to trust the possibility that it could happen for you changes the game for everything. And it's the best. It's the best for sure. So Fonda, online and ready for the live. Always great and relevant information. Thank you, Diane. Please hit the thumbs up and like button. Thank you, my friend. And you've had a great result. We're super happy to have you come back. This is the information to jump into class with us. You will not know until you try this for yourself. You can listen and you can research and you can ask all the questions, but until you just sit in this process and experience it for yourself, you just won't know the magic that can happen for you. Lulu, so good to be here with you all. So good to have you with us as well. Nancy, good afternoon, everyone, on a special one to you, Diane. Oh, thank you, my friend. I totally appreciate that. It is a wonderful Monday here. Monday is the day that I fast long, feast well, and take my day of resting from my training. So it is black coffee and lots of water for us here today. I generally do like a 1 meal a day on Mondays. It's my sit at the desk, get a lot of work done. So I'm not very active physically. And I really lean in and take advantage of how I have set my Monday up to be a day for me to take advantage of just getting into a nice, deep, fasted state and letting that autophagy do its magic for me. So if you're one of those women who feels like Monday is just overwhelming, or it's that day that just seems like gets away from you. I have a philosophy here that is always a skip a Monday, right? And create the Monday that you want to have. So I know there's a lot of like coaches and mentors, especially in the physical fitness industry, who say never miss a Monday. I say set your Monday up for success. Monday tends to be the day that we tend to be overloaded with a bunch of things. I just move everything out of the way. I don't stress out about food. I let my body lean into just a nice, deep, long fasted state. My mind stays clear and I get a bunch of work done and it feels really good. So hopefully you guys are having that kind of Monday as well. Nell, so good to have you with us here today, my friend. Hi from India. Hello, good to have you. Bree, so glad to have made it to the live. I'm so glad you're here as well, my friend. You are a graduate now. Am I correct in that? You just graduated from the intermittent fasting course, and I know you did some great things for yourself while you were in class. Chantel, November 22 grad, inflammation gone, 50 pounds gone. Register for class. You won't be disappointed. 50 pounds gone. So my girl did some serious refrigerator decluttering and reorganizing, and her body was able to tap in to 50 pounds and eat it away for her. And Chantel, I'm sure you're feeling absolutely amazing. It's amazing the power our body has when we give our body the power to do what it needs to do. So happy for you. Okay, internet's going out. It's good now, good now, good now. Okay. Goes out. I'm in North Texas too. Yeah, it's crazy. As soon as it gets overcast, internet is all crazy. But I'm glad we're back. And hopefully you guys got everything you needed in the message. I'll go back and rewatch it and see if there's anything we need to redo. Bree, dire emergency case in my family, fell into the trap of food as a soother. No regrets, because regrets never change anything. We'll do better in the future. I want that organized fridge. Yeah. And those are those things, Bree, you really do just need to take a second to like revisit, right? And go, okay, what was the trigger that caused me to go into that mode with food? Why is it that I chose food to fix something where food's not the solution to that problem? And then how can you put a new trigger in place so that the next time there's some family emergency, you lean into something that's going to serve you better and not use food as that automatic trigger for yourself. So that's a lot of the work that we do in the mindset shift course, is we create new triggers for ourselves, and we teach ourselves how to take a breath, take a pause, consider some options, and then ask yourself what it is we really want in that moment. And so I'm glad that you caught yourself, you connected, even though it was an after fact, and just debrief it, right? And then break it down so you have some new options for it next time. Nancy, day 4, after getting my plate on my foot with a foot boot, fasting second day, and very happy about being back to my lifestyle. You will never be an old lady on the couch. Good for you. Yeah. I'm not going to be, because I've already made that decision, right? It's one of those things that you have to live this life day in and day out, and continually ask yourself, what is it that I say that I really want? And when you are asking yourself the really want part, it is so much easier to make decisions that are going to get you that. Inside the Mindset Shift course right now, we're reading an amazing book called Be Your Future Self Now. And it really does talk about how decisions that you make today are going to determine what you have in the future. So if you already know what you want in your future, why are you not living that today, right? Why are you not living that out today? And so everything that I do today is for my future self. I already live that concept for me, and I hope to teach it and model it for you guys here as well. Super empowering to do that. Okay, let's see. After 20 hours fasting, can I have fruit juice, veggies, nuts, and dairy products? I'm skipping carbs and meat. I'm a vegetarian. So Sanjitha, you can do whatever you want. The best thing or the best advice I love to give on how to break your fast is you have to try a series of different things and figure out based on the feedback that your body's giving you what worked best for you. So, if you're skipping carbs, then the one thing that you want to consider is if you have fruit juice when you break your fast, if you've been fasting for however many hours you've been fasting, and you put fruit juice in your body, how does your body respond to that? How do you feel? Can your body handle the carbohydrates from the fruit juice, or do you start to feel bad because of how your body's responding to those kind of carbohydrates after you've just been in a fasted state? Then you try with some nuts, and then you try with some dairy products. And then the one grouping or the types of food that allow you to look and feel your best when you break your fast are the ones that you break your fast with. It's trial and error because every body is different, and you are a vegetarian. So you're skipping carbs and meat. You've defined what that means for you. You figure out the best way for you to break your fast. I break my fast every day with a shake. It's a vegan shake. It makes my life simple. I love the way it tastes. It brings me all the nutrients that I need. And I like to break my fast with something that is not a heavy digestive demand on my stomach. It works beautifully for me. Doesn't work beautifully for everyone. So you have to really experiment with that and then figure out what works best for you. Diane, it's Karen 5K. We're going to call you K5K, I think. Hungry is where the magic happens. I'm visualizing my future self now. Yes, I know you're doing such good work. Good day. Been using the new Fitbit to capture walking, a little bit of sprinting along with the Maine and New Hampshire seacoast. Best time of the year up here. Yeah, it's beautiful when those leaves start changing. Good for you, my friend. Also, I did rejoin the fasting class in order to get lifelong access. The bomb. Awesome. Good for you. Can't wait to spend some time with you. Bree, working on some major mindset shifts at the moment. So important. Yes. Keep working on those mindset shifts. They will change everything for you. Nancy, Diane, not sure what the new class I can learn more being a 2023 graduate. The new class, are you talking about the mindset shift course? If you're talking about the mindset shift course, girl, we do all kinds of amazing things in there. Veg head here as well, Sangeta. Yeah, I love all of our vegetarians. Here's the cool thing is like, here's the other beautiful thing about intermittent fasting is that intermittent fasting is not discriminatory in any way. Like all genders can do it, all ages can do it, all food genre people can do it. Like you can be a vegetarian, you could be a carnivore, you could be a vegan, you could be a paleo, you can be a whatever. I like to define the way I eat as Diane's way of eating, right? I don't really like to put myself in any kind of food genre box. And that has been really the result of intermittent fasting and figuring out what works best for me. But yeah, anyone can do it. It just depends on the mindset and the emotional approach that you take with it and how you're going to manage all that in your own personal dialogue with yourself. So yeah. K5K, I like that. Yeah, that's what I'll have to call you, my friend. K5K. Okay, so that's what I've got today. If you are concerned about intermittent fasting, I want to remind you, really approach it from a healthy standpoint, emotionally and mentally, and then you'll be able to benefit from the health aspects of it physically. So many people go into intermittent fasting with a desperate approach because of what's going on with them physically, and we don't always do our best decision-making process in a desperate place. So visualize, what are the possibilities of what my body can do if I just move out of the way and create an opportunity for it to feast on all of the problems that I'm sitting around complaining about and don't know what to do. Do nothing. Embrace what intermittent fasting can do for you. Give your body the opportunity to learn how to feast on all the things that you have in storage, so then you don't have a storage problem and you can create the environment for utilization. Once you got the utilization down, everything's easy peasy and your body starts to work the way it was designed to work. Okay, that's what I got for you guys today. Sorry about the internet problems. You know, it is what it is. What I think I'll do is I'll take these slides maybe and create them into a graphic and post them on social media somewhere, as I want you to visualize what your body is capable of doing. And don't want you to just think about all of the conflicting information that's out there on the internet. It's magic when you let it be magic. Have a good rest of your day. Remember, the intermittent fasting for today's Aging Woman course will be starting on the 27th of October. Registration is open. You can go to the For Today's Aging Woman site. You can get on my email list. We would love to have you in class. I help you think differently about intermittent fasting so you can reap all the benefits. Tina, Diane, I'm thinking about rejoining the class. I'm a November 22 grad. Lately, I've been not having the energized sense of calm. Come in, girlfriend. come in with us. It's amazing what happens when you just jump in with a group of people and you go all in because you've decided to go all in. Right now, you can do that on your own, or you can come with us in class and you can do it and do it with a bunch of other like-minded women, whatever works best for you. But I always love jumping into a class because it does just sort of bring everything back to the front of my brain. That energy, the enthusiasm, the possibilities, all of that just becomes so much more prominent when we're with a group of people. So Tina, we would love to have you as well. Okay, that's all I got today. Have a good rest of your Monday, and I'll see you guys back here on Thursday.